In the Image Clothing Company's main side, the 8th of August 2026, like this, bro. So there's a lot of natural accommodation happening in the feet, right? There's always natural texture to the earth, bro. So when we're walking around on natural surfaces, there's always going to be just a natural motion to the feet. Different length 5 toes pointing straight forward that we roll evenly off the ends of within this universal human design. And this foot tripod in the foot, there's arches going multiple different directions, you know, horizontal and front and back, you know, with the feet. And so something like around this tree trunk here, in this tipped over tree, you know, there's just a lot of natural gripping to the feet evenly opposing the center line of the human body and Earth's vertical gravity pull, gripping arches inward to stabilize the entire body. You can see it on this tree where you can really grip around the tree, the natural texture. Ouch. To God's natural earth, and the feet that are just meant to work on the ground. You know, this is not at all what I was planning to film today, just to be clear. But here's a good visual, because that's the thing, is this is a place where you can see this. I mean, this is like an extremely natural position for the feet, this outward position. With those different length 5 toes we roll evenly off the ends of, they point in and forward to the center line of the body like an arrow. The big toes on the inside of the body are the longest. You know, yeah, they are. And the pinky toes on the outside are the shortest. And so we grip things. You look at animals and they walk around like this, but you know what else you can look at is babies, toddlers. You know, before we get a chance to get into deep patterning as human beings, chronic patterning, which is what we get out of here under In the Image Clothing Company's main side with allowing the body to work being our slogan. You know, if we get into deep chronic patterning from anything and everything that it is, they can do that to us. We don't have this natural ability for our feet to work, but you look at the babies and then into toddler age, the body just has this natural outward positioning like this to the feet. It's the same thing as an adult, but if you're in patterning that's not allowing it to happen, then you don't have that natural working and gripping to the feet arches to work on natural surfaces like this. And so because of that, the rest of the body's compensating. You know, if the feet can't do their job and really grip the ground or grip something like this tree branch or this tree trunk here, right, to support the body, then the rest of the body will have to do not accommodation, but unnatural compensation to try to make up for the role of the feet not gripping the ground. Ouch. Naturally. I didn't know if I was getting bit by something. Pretty sure I was just pinching my feet between the bark of the tree trunk here, but anyway, there's your visual. Okay. With the feet naturally working on the textured earth. We've got to remember, we always have to have things for the feet to grip. The feet really grip the ground like the hands do. I mean, my hand gripping this tree right here is very similar to my foot really wrapping and gripping around this tree down here. I mean, it really is how the body works. It kind of looks more like an animal, like a monkey, when we look at people whose bodies work properly, because we're so used to looking at people's feet with these collapsed arches. So the arches in the feet grip and people's feet arches collapse and people stand like this. And there's no workings to the body. But if you can grip with your feet, you can really just work on and around these natural surfaces, because you have to. I mean, before we have this unnaturally flat modern man-made flooring, there's always just the natural feet. Right? I mean, they're always going to be gripping the ground because there's always texture to the ground. There's no man-made shoes until we have man-made shoes, and there's no unnaturally flat flooring. Even in nature, things that are flat like sandstone or even ice, It's got a lot of grip and texture to it that the feet can just grip. The hands and the feet really do the same thing. And the way that the hands grip onto things, the feet really also grip onto things. You know, all the motion in the hands and feet, like that other video's title under In The Image Clothing Company's main site here, the hands and the feet do the same thing. Well, they just really do. You know, the hands and the feet have all the same functioning. You know, and so the feet just really grip the ground. The toes grip proper with good nails all the way to the tips to back and support the toes. They grip the ground, you know, cut relatively flat on the tips with the fingernails and toenails. Anyway, there's your visual of the feet just gripping natural textured earth. That's how it is. That's how it always is. Even within this modern man-made world we place onto God's natural earth, even within shoes we place onto our feet, the feet are always still what they are. The bones of the feet don't ever cease to be the shape and length that they are, connecting directly through ligaments and muscles doing nothing but pulling and just directly in line in the entire body. Opposing muscles pull to stabilize us in a neutral position. There's only one way the human body could ever work. And so we just have to keep the feet working within shoes, within this modern man-made world. And there's a good visual example for you of feet really gripping, just, ow, golly, natural textured earth, which does have bugs that could bite you. I seriously saw a brown recluse earlier today. Truly, I know for sure that's what it was. That's a deadly spider. Like, you don't want to get bit by kind of spider, or you really highly probably will die. The state of Utah, though, the United States of America, where we're based as In The Image Clothing Company. So there's your visual example of the feet. All right, that's what that video will be. Thank you so much. Jesus Christ.